Evening, viewers. Thank you for tuning in on your Wednesday night.
Wait a minute, because people aren't in yet.
Oh, sorry.
Just wait for a few people to join.
I'm just going to invite Johnny here. Just excuse me.
I'll do it.
Yeah?
Well, he needs to follow first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's following up there.
Okay, so then...
Sorry, guys, just technical difficulties. The old man doesn't know what to do. Those awkward moments when you weren't brought up on technology and you're just staring at a screen like a muppet.
What's his name on here?
J-E-V-A-N-S. That's him. All right, in the room.
Wait.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Johnny.
Can you see me? Oh, there we go.
I can, mate. I can. All the better for it.
There we are.
Mate, you need to put the heater on, bro.
Yeah, I know. No, I actually just turned it off, so.
Awesome. Awesome, mate. Thanks for giving us some time tonight. I'm looking forward to this. I've been getting some good messages from people. You know, I've known you for, you know, quite a few years now around the Sydney scene, and your reputation is just a non-stop powerhouse. You're always creating 24/7, and, you know, I've never heard a bad word about you. It's just always encouragement and admiration. So thanks for accepting tonight. And, you know, we'll go through a little bit of your back catalogue, a bit of your history, past, present, future. I think we should go from there.
Yeah, nice. So, I can't really see you, but it's still loading, so I don't know if that's...
okay. Let me guess, Mooney's still on, like, dial-up out there, is he?
Yeah, probably, man. That's what happens in the world. Let me try and turn the Wi-Fi off the computer. We're still on 4G out here, so we're just...
Mate.
Yeah.
Well, you're not missing much. All good?
Yeah,
Can you see?
You'll get there. No, I can't see, but it's all right. I'll just blind it.
Do you have a designated COVID marshal with you who can help come in and be an IT tech?
Nah, not really, but I got myself. I was hoping I'd figure it out, but it's all right.
All right, well, you can watch it back anyway. A bit of a bummer that people can't see you or you can't see me, but hopefully it'll fix itself anyway. So yeah. So what are you thinking, mate? We're all waiting on Knife Edge. What do you think the decision's going to be tomorrow?
Look, I'm not really probably the right person to say, because I just kind of doing my own thing, and really for me, like, the less I know, the less I worry. So I'm just taking my own little path of where I think it's going to go. But I'm hoping it goes back. But to be honest, I probably doubt it.
Yeah. A lot of people are commenting they can see us both, so that's good. Thanks, everyone. I think it's going to be you know, like in our shop group chat, we sort of have little sly bets here and there, but this time it's 50-50. Who knows? So JZ89 has said, Jay Evans, turn the camera on, bro. Turn the camera on, bro, so you can see. Man, I thought I was outdated with my internet skills. Can't hear you now. Oh, he can't see me anyway. Can you see me? Oh, here we go. I don't think he can hear. All right. What's going on here? I'm going to try and do... Someone help me. Help me, people. I'm going to write... Oh, you can't even see. What I'm going to do, everyone, is I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to call him back, I reckon. We can see you both now. You've muted it. All right. Hey, Salmon. Oh, the big boss is coming on my end, my COVID safe IT person. So hopefully we can. I want to write him a letter just saying he can't hear, but
he just needs to unmute.
Hey, Johnny, can you hear me? If so, you need to unmute. Oh, he's back in the room.
Could I try to switch it on my phone?
Yeah.
I'll try to do that. Hold on. Let me try to get out of this and then.
We'll disconnect and we'll rejoin you.
All right, people, stay tuned. You can see it's going to be a good one.
No,
all right, I'm here. So he's going to come back.
It's all right.
We're just going to invite him again. And, yeah, we'll go from there. But, yeah, Johnny's like, well, I think we're going to have a good chat tonight. I've got some.
No,
can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Sorry.
Well, you were obviously on like the first ever generation of iPad. Is that correct?
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right, eh?
Does it even have a camera?
I try to just make it a bit bigger and easier for myself. So
Mate,
the young generations are like stuffing it up for me right now.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
We're good.
All right, mate. That's better. That's better. So,
I'm just gonna.
mate, someone put some Nelly on.
Yeah. Right, let's start this again, eh?
All right, buddy. Here we go. So, basically, you know, all that stuff I said before. You know, you've got an amazing reputation, and I think you've been tattooing like around 8 years.
Yeah, it's 8 years professionally this year. Yeah, so started when I was pretty much as soon as I turned 18.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah, I was pretty lucky to be able to get my apprenticeship that early on. And I guess to prove myself that early, or to get the opportunity to prove myself that early, obviously, as it's not that common, I guess, to start pretty much that soon. Because mentally, I feel like most artists back then wouldn't think you're capable to be able to handle the whole industry. But I just did what I could, I guess, to prove myself wrong. Or to prove them right. I mean, so. Okay,
before that, what got you interested in tattooing, and what got you to go and want to seek out an apprenticeship?
I guess when I first started, I was just watching like Miami Ink and LA Ink and stuff, and that kind of first.
What about Bondi Ink?
Nah, I didn't really like see that until like later on. Yeah. And then I was like collecting a lot of magazines at the time as well, so I was looking at a lot of like Tattoo Candy and I don't know, other like Australian like magazines and stuff. At the same time too, just seeing a lot of like shops around Penrith when I grew up out here. So like seeing Wicked Ink back in the day, War Paint, Stingers, like they were like the original things I used to always like see, and it was always in the back of my head. And seeing I always had older friends, always had people getting tattooed, so it's always was there in the back of my head. And I guess I then sought out wanting to do that by just I don't really know. The first time I really got introduced to it was like seeing a home job. Like I mean, that's not always the case of like how everyone should like see it or learn from it, but that's how I got introduced to it. That was my exposure, and that's what I ran with and what I took in at that time, and that really opened me up. And I guess from that then I was like, I want to learn more about this and then be more intrigued about it. So were you tattooed then, or when did you get your first tattoo? Before you started tattooing? I was 16, I think, just turned 16, and I wanted to go to one shop and I didn't want to wait 2 weeks, and so there was I think I went to Stingers at like 9 o'clock at night on like a Tuesday night, and got my ribs blasted.
Well played, mate. Well played.
Yeah, I was like, got my mum to take me, sign me off, and I got in there and just got it done. And then I think that also opened me up to what the industry was like as well. Especially seeing things that late, and I just I guess I learned early the processes and how to find tattoos and how to like be patient and understand why you be patient or do your research, and then from then on, I guess that's when I started doing my tattoo collecting. So
cool.
Yeah.
With so who can we ask who you started your apprenticeship with?
I got my apprenticeship with Live Canvas in Crow's Nest, and that was under the studio. So I was under Ronstagram, Nibbles, Fish. Dennis was there at the time, and then I also was doing my apprenticeship with other apprentices at the time, which was like another 3. So there was Jazzy Tattoos from 13 Feet, also Feezy, who works with you. Eliana, who's Ron's partner. So doing an apprenticeship with like fellow apprentices was also very pushing for me. and also was my way to like prove my point.
And similar age bracket, so
all similar, very similar age brackets. Obviously, I was still very young. I was like getting I didn't even drive at the time, so that made it very hard.
But like I know, like I remember, you know, when Live Canvas came on the scene, that was sort of they'd branched out and opened up in an area in sort of North Sydney area where there traditionally had not been any tattoo shops for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like a bit of a new breed of shop with so many young people in it, and like all those names that you mentioned have all gone on to do really good things.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. They were all such a big influence for me and like helped me probably pave my way to like help me become who I was as well. And it's also really sick to see that like everyone's doing like their thing and like really killing it. And especially seeing them, like I've been starting with them for like 8 years ago now, and seeing it like 8 years from them was like, I was always like, well, I can't wait to see where like we're gonna be in like almost 10 years time, and now we're there. So it's like pretty crazy.
Well, I think I think just going through what we're going to go through tonight is, you know, like a good yardstick for anyone that's thinking of starting to tattoo and that wants to get into the industry. That, you know, it's like a shorter timeline. Like where you're at now in your career has taken some people 15 or 20 years, and some people tattooing longer aren't even there. So it's going to be a good learning experience for people, and even people that are already tattooing that want to, you know, take it to the next level. So with all of that, I remember Live Canvas had a lot of graffiti inside of it. Is that correct?
I had a lot of wall art, so that was like
a lot of wall art. Black
so
and white mainly from memory.
It was all like my giant kind of work. All that also simple black line, and that was pretty cool to see. And that was the same thing, was my first introduction. Instead of seeing like a shot with all flash over it, was actually seeing like normal art on the wall. So that was also probably a big influence for me at the time too, to see what that, like, just a different like layout of a shop.
Can you see the question that Mooney's just asked you?
Nope.
He's asked, why do you have a picture of Peter Andre on the wall, Johnny?
That's actually that's a Mooney special, that one.
Mate, Peter Andre, man, he set the scene with that 8-pack back in the day. So on a more serious note, because you're obviously doing a lot of graffiti. Was graffiti part of your life before tattooing, or did it come after?
Graffiti was definitely before. When I finished school, I kind of got around a different crowd and started hanging out with all them, and that just started. That was like kind of an exciting thing for me, because I had a bit of a like, not even like, I did have a strict upbringing, but it led me to just be very open to like what like my friends were doing. And I was always very I always wanted to just try things. So as soon as like graffiti came into my mind, like I was practicing in my room with like deodorant cans and stuff on my mirror, like before doing it with like aerosols, because I was like, oh, this is a cool way to like understand it, but like not do it legally in a sense. So one thing led to another, and then I eventually just started getting into it pretty heavy. And obviously, as I got into tattooing, I had to slow that down, as like the whole life thing and getting caught. It just wasn't worth like the dramas that come with it. And
So we got a question here from, I think it's Nathan. He's asked, how do you get into script? You might want to answer that one.
How do I get into script?
Or how do you? Oh yeah, how did you get into script?
Honestly, my original way of like learning lettering was like doing walk-ins of like little girly scripts, like Edwardian, Notera, like all those standard ones. Like I did them so many times that I could pretty much draw them off like on a piece of paper now without having to print them out. And then from that, then it was like getting books like Bookstars books, or like easy lettering, like starter books, and then building up, like learning my structures. And it was I was just always also following a lot of like tattooers. Like Norm was like a massive person for me as I grew up, like learning lettering. And he was my first person that I got to see where it was like, fuck, that's cool, that's different. And
he was a hustler, man. Like,
because he was also like a graffiti artist, like too. And I was like, oh, I want to be like him. That's cool, you know.
So, we got a little. Your mate Damon's just chimed in. That's why the room always smelled like Lynx Africa. And then Pino just said, "You're the man, Johnny. Such an awesome artist." Yeah. Well, mate, you know what? That's not a bad thing, because back in the day, tattoo shops used to stink. So, you know, I can deal with Lynx Africa.
Look, I got heaps of Lynx Africa packs for Christmas, so they had to be used somehow.
But man, it's it. So, well, now that we've you know, Damon's come into it. Like, I see you guys. Like, what's the connection between you two? Because, like, do you work together? Have you worked together? I've seen you've done some collabs before.
Yeah. So me and Damon started like tattooing each other when we were about 16 to 18. Whilst we were like
pre-live canvas.
Yeah, pre-live canvas, and we.
Mate,
like,
where were those machines from? Obviously, from a reputable tattoo supplier.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All the sources we could get them from, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we pretty much just learned on each other, and we built that friendship originally from drawing and also tattooing each other. And same thing. It's like pretty cool to see where we've evolved together. So we didn't actually start physically working together in the tattoo shop. We both did a separate apprenticeship, and then we went like our own paths. Where did
Damon do his time?
He was at originally Deuce in Ridgehill.
Okay, cool.
And then from there he went to Crossbones after that, and then that's the relation with Crossbones. And now I got home. And then we started working together at Ironbark Studio in Sylvania with Chris Ness. And that was
what a great artist.
Awesome artist, man. I think I got my first like probably favorite tattoo of him when I was about 20 years old or something. And this is when he was like first moved to Sydney from working down at like Nowra. And Damon was getting tattooed by him, and I was getting tattooed by him. And then that was in like the hot damn scene and the music scene, and it was like, oh, this is like expanded more. And there was like Dylan Weber going to these places, and like all these big name tattoo artists, and we were just like little fish in a big pond. And then now that I get to like work with these guys, it's like,
it's amazing.
Oh man, it's crazy. So yeah, we started working together there, and then I think that probably helped me evolve a lot as an artist since I started working with those dudes, and also working with Crossbones. And from that,
so in between, let me just wind it up a bit. So we've got, you know, you and Damon started tattooing each other. You went to Live Canvas. We've jumped forward a bit to Crossbones. Can you fill us in the middle section of where you went after Live Canvas?
After Live Canvas, I was there for about 5 years. And then
that's a big stint, man. That's solid.
Yeah, so I went there, and because I was in Crow's Nest, I was always living in Penrith. It kind of got to me with the travel. So it was like about an hour and a half to an hour, like travel every single day. And I was doing that from when I first started. And then
they're one way or there and back?
Nah, one way. That's an hour.
Wow, so that's an hour, commitment, mate.
Yeah, 2.5 hours, like travel every single day. And then I kind of made the decision to move back to Penrith because I built my clientele. I built like a lot of friends, and like I had the confidence to be able to know that if I do move back to Penrith, I can still get those clients and be able to like still be busy in a sense. And just to be able to confident to hold myself. And then that's when obviously I ran into Mooney and talked to Mooney and Vinny and approached them about moving back to Crossbones and moving back home. And I've been here ever since, and it's been a bit of a stint, so it's going hard now.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm gonna like go on about now. So like I've seen you in the city before. I've seen you walking down the street getting tattooed downstairs at Hibernia. I think by either Mr. Ping Pong.
Ping Pong.
Yeah, you've got quite a killer collection. So I imagine that's had some sort of impact on your development as an artist. Would that be fair to say?
100%. I obviously learning from like everyone at Live Canvas, getting tattooed by them, and seeing how they did everything, and then from that ventured out, started doing expos, and then expos was like my way to like start getting around. I got tattooed by like Matt Wisdom, and there was a couple of from there. Who else have I gotten tattooed by? From there, like getting like obviously tattooed by Chris Vanessa, and then a lot of locals. I respect a lot of local artists who I have a lot of respect for as friends and as artists as well. So that helped me, like say, Pat Benares from TLD. Who else have I got on my ping pong as well?
While you've brought Pat up, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to ask a question from Pat. But we've got Big Fish 18 said, Johnny, yeah, you're a legend. Then I'm horrible with pronouncing on such a small screen. It's Javi Ferreria tattoo. It's like awesome tattooist, awesome artist, top bloke, and also makes some killer spring rolls.
Yeah, I'll shout out to my mum for that one. I'll have to bring some of them in soon for you.
And then we've got Macy Land's just gone, hey Johnny, with a big high five. So Pat's asked, and mate, Pat is such a funny dude, man. He's such an epic guy.
Yeah.
He's asked, who's more perverted, cabbies or Uber drivers?
That's a hard one. Nah, I'd say cabbies. I've had some cabbies as tattoo artists. I'm sure you'd know the questions you get.
Mate, I'm a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic designer. I design pub menus and business cards and that stuff.
Yeah, I've dropped them many times being a $2 store owner, and that's probably
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. But then they want some stuff for cheap, so it always backfires.
Mate, they are fucked. Like, mate, my dad drove a cab for a while, and I was like, you better not turn into one of them sick cunts. You know, like, mate, especially the late night ones. It is sad. Like, we laugh about it, but it is pretty brutal. You know,
it's funny because it's like the opposite of us asking, like, how's your day been, or being busy tonight? But it's like the opposite polar world of it for them asking us that kind of thing. So I guess it's probably just a backfire of us always asking, like, have you had a busy night, mate? Like,
true. Yeah, true. So all right. So back to after Live Canvas. Sorry, you went to back to your tattoo collection. So you're saying you got tattooed by Chris Finesse, man. He's been killing it for so long, and I'm so glad he's at where he is. You know,
also
in life,
as
man.
He's boss, man. Seeing him as a boss was a whole different perspective. Like, respectfully, like, made me grow so much. More respectfully for him. Just like, he just takes so much care in every process of the day. Takes care of his shop, takes care of his workers, obviously, and you obviously see that in his work too. I take a lot out of from like my progression in the past couple of years, obviously, to that man.
Amazing.
Just his work ethic and his knowledge of like the industry and like tattooing helped me excel. And just being the willingness to help any chance you can get every day was just really sick. And it just made our friendship, like, this is a dude that when I first started getting tattooing, this is the guy I looked up to. And then becoming like mates with him and like going out having big nights and being a bit more casual was just like, wow, this is cool. So
I imagine, like, I don't know Chris anywhere near as well as you, but I imagine he'd take quite a bit of pride and, you know, seeing you develop and being able to help. Like, that's one of the good things of tattooing these days, that you know, the barriers and the secrets are almost non-existent now. And you know, like, you with your age group, having so many peers of a similar age, like, and being able to contact each other and share information, it's just a win-win for tattooing all around.
It's definitely a lot more accessible these days. I was kind of lucky. I was in that last little bracket of apprentices I was still getting taught to use my coils and still getting taught to draw, like, off a light box and doing all that. I know a lot of shops still operate by that. But I know these days it's a bit more like you're learning off a lot of rotaries and stuff, and it's just kind of slowed down a little bit in that process. And not to say it's a bad thing, but I feel privileged that I got to understand that way, because I get to learn the craft it is, and I appreciate that so much, because any chance I can get, I'll try to pass that knowledge on as well. To like any younger artists.
I think it helps to give you a overall grounding, an overall overview of tattooing, of how it's evolving and how it will evolve. So back to your tattoo collection. So
Yep.
You've mentioned Chris, Mr. Ping Pong, Matt Wisdom. Like, who else is?
I got my sleeve here. I don't know if you can see, but it's by Jason Bell.
Oh, amazing, mate. Jason's been like a powerhouse of Sydney forever.
Yeah, so I started, that was my first like proper booking a whole sleeve, every session. This is how it goes. This is the process. And it's crazy because back then it was like between him or Alex Rusty or Usher.
Yeah.
And they were like, I just I just want a dragon. I seen those three dudes like the dragon dudes, and I was like, I just connected really well with Jason at the time. But like, fast forward now, I get my back started by Alex in 2 weeks. So
amazing.
It was kind of cool that I guess I planned out that I end up getting something off him, which I like respect him as an artist as well. That I get to get something very powerful by him.
And mate, Jason's tattooing's rock solid. It'll stand the test of time.
Yeah, for sure. Got my like head, neck done by Ning from Rosie's.
Yeah, amazing.
Just had my torso filled in by Brad Barco.
Yep, Brad's looked in here. He's just got some smiles all round.
Yeah, sick. That's nice to see, Brad. Yeah, I've got just little bangers, from a lot of Sydney dudes. And yeah, I like to give that opportunity to those artists because obviously, like I said before, I give them the opportunity not just as friends, but also because I respect them as an artist. And a lot of different styles. So I started only really getting black and grey work done in the past like 2 years, and that was from Damon. So I've got a lot of like black and grey work by Damon, which now I'm like, I find the appreciation. Well, not that I didn't like it, but for me personally, getting tattooed, I never wanted it done. But now, like, since I got done by him, I guess that opened me up to that whole world of like black and grey and where that can go as well. So that was pretty cool. And I just get like a lot of little funny tattoos off by him, to be honest, like little funny portraits. So, but yeah.
We've just had a flurry of comments, mate, thick and fast. So we've got Lily Fuse is like the best boy out. Then RECREANTT, world's best boss. Then we've got Alexa Evans _music. Any relation at all?
Oh, that's my little sister.
Oh, there you go. So she's got John learned from the best. Then we've got Brad in there again, smile. Then we've got Audio Babe. Did you say back tattoo with question marks?
Oh, that's my mum.
Oh, and then Alexa's gone. Mum's going to kill you, John. And then Emilio JPEG has gone.
This turned into a family feud.
Oh, whip out your cool S on the ankle.
Oh, yeah. This is probably one of my favorite tattoos. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, nice.
So, like the old Stussy S they used to draw in the back of your books at school. That was like a cool little one for me because I'm like, that's something I remember from like a long time ago.
Who tattooed that on you?
Juzzy tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then we've got Mob and
just tattoo each other a lot. So
we've got Mob and Leach going, proud of you, bro. And then we've got Kira Pace. Don't you have a self-portrait on your thigh?
Nah. So someone else actually got a self-portrait of me, but I got other portraits on my thighs, which are really funny. So
amazing.
I can see the comments now. So
all right, there you go. So feel free to like jump in whenever you want.
I've got it on my iPad, so I've got it on mute on my iPad, and I can read them all. So
all right, cool. All right, so where'd we get up to? Everyone that had tattooed you, you're getting your back started by Alex soon. So you're known as, like I said at the start, like you're known as a powerhouse and at it 24/7. And talking to you tonight, like I've known of that from you from a long time, but it was really nice to hear that in your apprenticeship days, like you would make that sacrifice to travel an hour and a half to 2 hours to work and from work for 5 years, man. To me, that just shows sacrifice and dedication.
Thank you.
And that is like a major factor as to who you are today and why you're where you're at. A lot of people would just go, fuck that. It's too hard. It's too far. So where do you get your drive from, or where do you get, like, have you just naturally always been excitable and energetic throughout your life?
Yeah, I've always just done a lot of things, and I've never really like shied away from like saying no to a lot of like
and
things
hard work as well, obviously.
Yeah, so even when I was back in school, I used to travel for school. The traveling part was never really a thing for me because I just utilized that time in other ways. So like I'd use that time when I'd to draw if I was on the train or do anything else like whilst I drive. Like it just never came across to me that I would like back down to things. I just take on every opportunity, and every opportunity obviously open up to more opportunities, and I guess that leads me to where I am now with a lot of things. Yeah, I just naturally, I've just always had a drive, and I guess to see myself and prove to myself that I could do many things, or like prove myself wrong. Say if there's a certain style I want to learn, and I'd nail it, and I'm like, oh fuck, cool, like that worked. Or like I'll do another style, or I'll play around the style clash, or doing these mag drags, or doing every time.
You're super versatile, which again in this day and age is pretty rare.
Yeah, thank you. I owe that to a lot to like the dudes that I work with, man, and that's funny because like when I first, I had a situation where I had like a little tribal on an elbow come in one day, and that was my first time I got thrown in the deep end to do something. I was like, oh nah. At that time I wanted to do neo-trad, push neo-trad, like it was kind of the in thing, and then that got rejected, and then I got kind of pulled to the side. I was like, that's a fucking client, that's money. That's an experience. That's also like practice. And then since that day onwards, I just kind of balls to the wall and was like, nah, fuck it. I'll take everything on. And it really opened me up to like doing all that kind of stuff. And every job I take on will then open up a client to like build that relationship with them, then to do what I want to do now. And to be able to get trusted enough where it's like, yeah, cool. Like you want to try something, like fuck yeah, like here's a way to do it, you know. But
it's amazing. I'm just going to run through some comments here again. And then your sister said he's got a tattoo of baby me on his stomach.
Yeah, I do.
And then I'm bad with lettering. MOIS. Moistus Gusset has said that S gave me full-on throwback feels. Good shit. Do you have any formula for your tattoos in terms of placement and importance, etc., or do you just go with what you feel?
Placement-wise,
case by case.
It's definitely a big thing for me. It's like obviously things sit a certain way, and that was also learning from every single tattoo I did to be able to understand why things wouldn't sit in a certain spot. Or also when I started getting to Japanese tattooing. That definitely helped me push my placement and structure a lot, because obviously with Japanese tattooing, it structures like the key thing for it, and how things sit and how like powerful things can be depending on size. And that's when I learned how to like blow up things bigger and utilize the space you've got. Like if you got ribs, I'm going like top to bottom. If you got if you want a portrait on the top of your arm, I'll blast that whole top of your arm. You know, it's like also just having the confidence just to be able to drive and just do that. But yeah, that's definitely a key thing. And I guess the more you experiment with your placement and how things can fit, and also design concepts, that will also like help push you out to do all that.
I can imagine with you as well, Johnny, just because of your personality and your confidence and your enthusiasm, and apart from the fact that you're a killer tattooer and an amazing portfolio, that would definitely help with your clients being open to go down, you know, directions that they may have not thought of before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. And I guess that's where it shows with my, like, I'm trying to push my style clashes. So like I'm doing like the whole sticker stuff, doing like color realism mixed with like half a sticker with trad in it. But then it's still got that technical aspects of things of like, I did one with like a peeling stencil underneath the skin. Yeah, I've just always I'm always thinking.
Hi, Johnny. Oh, can't wait to get a tattoo for you, bro. But no, that's super cool. But that's it. Yeah, just pushing and just, you know, mix and match. It's powerful stuff. So we've got here, Wills has gone, your dark lettering calligraphy is amazing. Is that one of your favorite styles?
I wouldn't say it's a favorite style, but it's definitely a style I'm very intrigued in with at the moment.
Yep.
Because it's new to me.
Yep.
And with every artist that I discover and every style that I learn, that's only going to push me harder and harder to do it every single time, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, like, with the lettering evolution in the whole world, like, where it's going and, like, the things I'm seeing, like, artists like Gromov or Mayo or even where, like, normal lettering's going is, like, with, like, from where Boog first started doing it to, like, now you see different guys, like, edgy letters from, like, Korea and stuff, and it's just, I think that's raised from me, if I got that wrong, but yeah, it's just crazy, like, where I think it go to, and there's someone else that comes along the next day and it's like, fuck.
Like tattooing's in a place where just when you think, oh, what, nothing more can happen next, and man, you know, the next day you see something, you're like, holy fuck, you know. It's just great to see so many artists pushing the boundary. So Big Fish has gone, I love you. 10,000 Tigers is like, handsome Johnny, great work, mate. And then Joe Kinsey we had on the other night is like, what mag do you line calligraphy letters with? So with that question, because, you know, obviously the cat's out of the bag in the real world, can you talk a little bit of like technical stuff of what you use?
Yeah. So I actually only, I stumbled across doing that mag drag like stuff because I seen an artist, Tamaka, from South America. And I seen him upon in his tattoos, and also I seen Mayo do it prior. But that Tamaka was like more of a close-up look of like what to do with like with the drawing aspect of things. And then I actually bought flat mags on accident. And I ended up like keeping a couple of them and I returned the rest of them. And one day I was like playing around with chisel markers. And then from that, then I was like, oh, this same concept will work with a flat mag. And then one of my clients one day wanted like all different lettering all over his body. I'm like, do you mind if I like try one of these little mag drag stuff, like just to see how it works? And yeah, I did it one day and I was like, oh, fucking light bulb, sweet. Let's like, and then from that was then pushing this calligraphy stuff, like the calligraphy, taking that one thing to the next thing, and then now I'm just like learning different like size weights and like now adding outlines to it, or like shadowed lettered like mag drags, and it is very hard because you don't have much margin for error with it. If you do look at it with the technical aspect of like really close up, one little shift of that mag, you're gonna see it. So to be consistent but also be fast enough where you can keep that like simple stroke but not too slow where you're gonna see little movements, especially if the person moves, like you got that as well. So there's a million little things that goes through your head with it, but I guess the more little mistakes, not even mistakes, the more little situations happen, the more I can understand how to correct it next time. So, and also how to maybe be able to adjust the look of the tattoo to be able to compensate, you know?
What are you using coils? Are you using rotaries or a combination?
I'll use rotaries only because I like that it's got no give. With the line pull, it's a lot more consistent. So I feel like if I'm using a coil, that's got probably more chance of one blowing out because I've got to run it pretty fast to be able to keep this line. And then it's got that give where it might not be a consistent like mag drag. And then with rotaries, I just find because they're lighter, I could maneuver around the area and do like my little swirls or do little things like a lot more quicker.
Are you using like kind of like pen setups or side winders?
I'm just
don't want to
using
give away too many secrets.
Cheyenne 4mm stroke wireless.
Yeah, nice.
And then before that, I've always been on Cheyenne mainly. I've used Bishops prior. I was on coils for a while, obviously when I first started. But yeah, Cheyenne's probably my go-to. And then like now that I'm starting to understand like all the different strokes and what machines are used for what, then I can like play around with. Maybe one day I might use a Sol Nova where it's got a longer stroke and style, or I might use a Spirit where it's a shorter stroke and faster, and see if that might
different tool for a different job.
So now that I'm starting to understand,
I'm going to blast because we've only got 20 minutes left, and
Nah,
I know
you're
we're
right.
getting smashed here.
Yeah.
So we've got Still Rockers gone. Need one more of those J. Evans tees. Then Sergio's gone. Hey, bro, best artist in Sydney. Then jcollins.art. It's a young apprentice here. Might be able to. He's gone. One thing I struggle with being an apprentice is self-doubt. Man, we've all got it.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
you've got to harness it and make it a good thing. Yeah. Otherwise, if you have no self-doubt, you're going to become an egomaniac. And then is this something you deal with? If so, how did or do you deal with it?
Man, I guess it was like learning from my mistakes and not being so hard on myself.
Yeah, you're allowed. Yeah, as long as
you're allowed to make mistakes and you're allowed to be able to learn from those. And I guess that's also being confident with yourself. I think my self-doubt kind of died away once I started being more confident and throwing myself in the deep end to a lot of things and stop saying no to things.
Yep.
Obviously, you get to a stage where you can knock certain things back and be able to be more selective. But in the bigger picture, I end up just like learning to get rid of that doubt by not giving myself any.
I think just doing it. Like for me, you can fuck around and procrastinate. You've just got to do it. Like everyone's shit at the beginning. You've just got to persevere. Yeah. And if you think you should be amazing or you're going to be, you've just got to just power on.
Yeah. I think that helped me a lot when I was doing my apprenticeship. So.
Well, being around that crew for sure.
Yeah.
So on a different note, Johnny, so like you're well on the way to leaving your mark with your lettering in most tattoo shops in Sydney.
Yeah.
And, so how did all that come about? And I see you've been doing some collaboration work with a young lady who I imagine from Sydney as well.
Yeah. So I first started when we opened up Gorilla, and that like fell in the same time as me doing the lettering on people first, and then we had a free wall here, and I just asked Mooney if I could have a go and try it, and then it was like a cool little learning experience. And then from that, I just started. We were building this whole place in every room. I kind of done it in every room, and then a friend of like the shops ended up wanting one done in a restaurant, and when that restaurant like got it done, then like I guess other studios seen it, and then. I did like Black Jade, and then obviously you guys approached me, which is an honor. So thank you.
Yeah, amazing, dude. It's so cool.
And then I just finished doing one for In Culture. It's cool. It's very humbling. Like I said, I take every opportunity I can. So for me to be able to get that, I'm fucking running with it.
So talk about this collaboration stuff.
I met up with a girl. I ended up following her because in the graph scene, one of the boys actually followed this chick. Shout out to Arcadia, if anyone follows it, ORKAYDIA. That's Instagram. She actually like specifically does this lettering. So that's kind of like a livelihood of like her art like background. So I seen her and I pretty much messaged her straight away. I'm like, fuck, I've never done this, but like I see you do shit in tunnels and like underground. I'm like, do you want to take me? So
cool.
Ended up doing one, and then one led to another, and then we started doing stuff together. And it was cool to be able to see the differences in structures and layouts, and then she was also on her side of things was very like nervous to like see how I did things and vice versa.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool to like expand and like then learn from her and see how she did things. Like I rocked up with like a little box and like tape and a string and like some brushes and a tin. She's pulled out a full folder of like brushes.
Amazing.
To be able to like measure things.
I'm gonna step my game up.
I was like, yeah, I'm down here, eh? Like I got some work to do. It's like, I made all this myself, and that was so sick to see, because it's just like how someone can be so invested in it, and like to see that like. I mean, I get the opportunities to be able to do what I do, and I'd love to hopefully for one day for her to get the same opportunities as well, which I'd like to do. Like, say if I do get future jobs, that people would be open to allowing her to come into that as well. And I think 100%. That's where it all starts with everyone, is just to give like someone an opportunity to do things. And hopefully then they can take it from there and to do their thing with it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so nice to see, and just from spending time with someone, said like you said, like roll out her toolkit of all her brushes and and you know, the arsenal, like you learn from that, just that there alone. So
Yeah, for sure.
I can see like you've done quite a lot of graffiti projects as well, like and you know, you guys obviously painted Gorilla, but and I see on Insta the other day you're painting like a bust, a torso.
Yeah,
While you're in lockdown.
Yeah, so I'm very, that's kind of like my getaway. So when I'm not tattooing, I'm doing that. And like, it's pretty cool where graffiti can take you. Obviously, you get the stigma of it being like the whole illegal side of things, vandalism and all that. And I think I try to be confident in like being able to share that to people where I can show the artistic side of things. And that's why I'm bringing all these different mediums in together and doing different, like me working with my mate Zilla. That's right. Like Riots, we do like he does a lot of realism stuff. And seeing him push his work and then for us to be able to collaborate and stuff with that, same thing to get those opportunities to be able to do that, kind of like the ones that own Gorilla. Like this place is like just a big art studio space, so it's pretty cool to see. And
mate, while you're on that, stop teasing us, saying it's pretty cool to see. Is there any check? Can you tell us a little bit about Gorilla as well? Because for me, like I've known Mooney for quite a while, and he's like a bit of, I believe he's a visionary of tattooing, especially out west, and he's changing the game, and he's been involved in it from day one before it became cool to get involved in and try and help tattooing. So you know, can you walk us through like what the structure of Gorilla is, and then if you can give us a quick walkthrough on your phone, please?
Yeah, we'll do. So Gorilla's like our third studio under Crossbones. So obviously got studios, which is Death and Glory in St. Mary's, which used to be Stingers. Then we've got Crossbones High Street. They're both walking shows. So this one's structurally as a private studio for artists. And then
who's working there?
Myself, got Glenn Warren, got Maddie Thompson, Drew Former, Paulie, and then Mooney. So any artists who also want to come guest spot, like you're more than welcome as well. We're all private show, and we also sell supplies. So any like basic needle supplies or like genuine like tattoo stuff, we sell that as well. And then we sell aerosol. So
nice.
Yeah, we do all that. But do you want if I can give you I'll give you a tour.
Yeah, mate, let's check it out.
All right, let's see what I got here. All right, so this is like the main layout of the foyer. It's actually try to tidy up a bit, and then this is obviously Mooney's little stash of cool ornaments,
nice goodies,
machines,
keeping it real.
Little sneaky rooms I've got there. This is also another mural I did on the inside.
Yep, so cool.
Sell shirts and everything. Then down there is my room where it's just kind of like a big art studio, and then lastly we've got like all that aerosol products. So we've got all that. Hey,
stop being a tease, mate. Take us down to where the magic happens in your room.
Oh, all right. Let's see what I've got down here. So this is here's my little bust that I painted the other day, and this is also like a little personal collection from a friend of mine, Coupon.
Yep. Awesome.
So this is where the magic happens, eh? So there's little Brad Barco, Stu Pagden, Nathan Parrows.
Yeah, so mate, Parro's killing it. Is that an OG from Brad?
Yeah, that's an original.
Amazing.
Yeah, so pretty nuts. It's probably the worst angle for it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, so wild, mate. Brad's been killing it since day one.
This is an original of mine as well. Which
Whoa.
I did that last COVID-ish kind of thing. So that was a little project. And then this is also Maddie Thompson's who works there. So there's 2 to a room.
Nice.
And then obviously my little Polaroid little stashes.
Yeah, let's go through the wall of shame. Let's see who's on there, who gets
we got Paulie.
Mate, go Paulie.
We got my little dog. So he's wonderful. And we got like just everyone else, clients, friends, artists. We got like Shane Sparrow.
Nice.
Mad Dog from The Realm.
Yep.
This was a collab done by me and Alex recently. Who else I got? Got some naked clients on the bed. It's just we got a few. And then this is Mooney and Glenn skydiving.
There you go. Good times.
So we always got good times in here, and yeah, it's a fun
How long's Guerrilla Art Society been open?
I think just after February. I think we've been here, or something like that. Been here for about 3 months or so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I see sometimes on your guys' story, you're drinking at some cool bar near the area.
Oh,
It looks like there's some graffiti in that. Have you guys had anything to do with that?
So, wait, is this the bar you're talking about when we got out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Penrith, there's a new bar called Elton Chong. Elton Chong.
Amazing.
So, I got approached by those guys because of another place called Mr. Watkins in Penrith. And they approached me to do just pretty much all out graffiti in there. And then one place was like, oh, yeah, we know a guy. And same thing, I just went from there and joined in and pretty much smashed that place up. And then it's become just like it's like a Mary's, but...
Yeah, right.
So it's just a little dive bar. They've got arcade games in there. They got... You can graffiti all over the walls. Got a little ciggy alley. It's just like... Perfect for like trashy tattooers like us, like where we can go.
Well, you're keeping it real, mate. Keeping it real. So I'm going to roll through some little comments here for a bit. So we've got Sergio, shout out Jay Evans. We've got Fuller Brad, love GAS Guerrilla Art Society, place is epic. Then we've got Georgie Girl, Whoop Whoop High Street. We've got Benno, Switchfoot, Foot Switches, fuck yeah, Mooney. Chantel with claps, and then we've got Huss Tattoo. I love Johnnie Evans. So, anything else you want to drop about Guerrilla Art Society on the horizon, or you want to keep a few things up your sleeve?
We got one special artist joining us soon. I think
do you know him at all?
Yeah, I know him pretty personally, to be honest. I might, It's just,
we'll save it for the grand unveiling. But
I might save it for the grand unveiling and let everyone find out. But that's coming very soon. Let's just say there'll be a lot of collabs coming up very, very soon. Yeah, and very more consistently. So
amazing, dude. No, it's good. What's so as we're coming into the countdown, like what future things that you're just obviously just going to keep powering on as usual, but have you got any other things on the horizon when we come back to some form of normality, whatever the fuck that may be? We in the shop, we quite regularly ask each other, like, where's the first place you want to go overseas afterwards? Or like for me, I want to go to the Gold Coast, see my parents. Overseas, the first place would be Vietnam to see my brother, but I'd also love to go to Korea. So what would your top 2 or 3 places on the hit list be?
It'd be going back to Japan and then doing a second round of Europe working. So I did Europe like maybe, 3 years ago now with my friend Jazzy, and we did like kind of upper Europe and UK. I'd love to do that again. That was a bit of an experience, especially just like backpacking, staying in hostels, tattooing, just running amok.
When you went to Japan, did you get tattooed over there?
Nah, I kind of was like wanting to like look into the tattoo industry, but at the same time, I was also like, I wanted to just take in what Japan was for what it like, for like the nature side of things, and to see like the whole culture. I know tattooing was a big part of it, but I mean, I feel like I can see the tattoo part of that on its own when I want to do that. So I just wanted to experience it for what it was straight away. Of like going to see Hiroshima, Kyoto, going to like Mount Fuji. Wow. It was fun. I'll definitely be back there. That's another place.
Yeah, cool. Obviously, where the whole convention circuit's up in the air at the moment, and we don't know what's happening. Like, you mentioned earlier on in the piece, going to conventions was a good thing for you, an eye opener. So I guess we just wait and see on that one. But say if you had your dream convention to ever go to, what would it be? Or dream country to go for tattooing?
Probably London Convention.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's no more.
Oh, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, no, Mickey and Marcus, one of the original promoters or owners and partners in it, passed away, and Mickey decided not to carry it on.
Oh,
I
okay.
think, yeah, so, but I think the next big one is probably Paris.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, would be the European equivalent.
Yeah, honestly, like probably even just traveling and doing probably every single convention in every continent will be cool. Just to like tick every single one off. I'm not really too fussed of what I do or where it goes. I'm very open. Like the more I kind of think about it, the more I'm going to stress myself about getting there. So I'll just take it as it comes, really.
So what's like a day in the life of Johnnie Evans when we're not locked down? Like what time are you up? What time's your first appointment? You know, give us like an idea of like a daily tattoo work structure.
So I'd be up at about maybe, depending, like I do personal training, like I train in the morning. So I'm usually up, say 6:30, go train, 8 o'clock finish, get home, have breakfast, come to work by about 9:30 to 10. Or maybe a little bit earlier, but I'll try to start by 10, at least getting prepped. And then from 11 to 3, work, have a break, and then from like whatever that time break till whatever time. The good thing with like Gorilla is we don't really have a time limit, so I only work with one client a day, and that just ranges from like depending if it's like if they sit the whole day, where it can be 8 hours. Can be longer, 10 hours, and I guess that
it depends on the client.
Yeah.
So we'd say a lot of your stuff. Are you doing preliminary sketches beforehand, or are you just blasting it out on the day, or is it a combination of the two?
It's a bit of both, really. Like, so I'll most nights go home depending on what I've got coming up. I'll get home say 8 o'clock, and I'll spend about 2 hours before I go to bed, just working and studying what I need to study for, like finding references, doing all this kind of stuff. And then the next day, I try to like give myself an opportunity to be able to be a bit open to like doing my freehanding stuff into them, or seeing what can be added by just doing freehand. It really depends.
So you're keeping the creative process alive and well.
Yeah, I like to give myself like 20% open, just to see where I can take it, and that also just makes me stimulate my mind every tattoo of like, oh, if that's not the right way to do it, then fuck it, let's switch it. Let's do something else and just put like pressure on myself. The more pressure I put on myself, the more cooler shit I'll come up with. So,
How apart from all us that know how does someone contact you and make a booking with you?
So I open my books via my website. It's just javanstattoo.com. I open them up.
And how regular is that?
I'll open up maybe say every 4 months or so for like 3 months intervals. Obviously with COVID, it's a bit hard. I was just meant to open them up last week, but that's been postponed now due to, I don't know when we're going to go back. So once it's back, then they'll be open up again for the rest of the year. I like to do like, say, I'm working 6 days at the moment. So I'll do 5 days doing main work, and then I'll leave 1 day open for, lately I've been tattooing tattooists, so leaving those days open for that, and also doing like lettering days. So I'm like, even if they're like a half day, it's cool where I can just like experiment and have that day just to be able to like fuck around with a lot of shit. So
nice. We're running out of time. What do you do on your 7th day?
Everything I couldn't do in the week.
Amazing.
Everything else,
Mate, Johnny, I hate to do it, mate, but we're going to run out of time. But this has been amazing, mate. So, you know, I've got mad love and respect for you. You're a powerhouse, and, you know, I'm sure everyone's been inspired just by listening to you tonight, your work ethic, your enthusiasm. El Dorado Tattoo wants to take it one step further. He says, if I can send a tip, can Johnny take his clothes off? I'm like, mate, I'm sure you just got to come down to the shop to see that in person. Way better than on like a small screen. But mate, it would be really cool. Like, I'm trying to go in some different directions with this. So one thing just to throw it out there would be maybe if I get a platform happening in the future, because, you know, obviously you can talk and you're powerful with what you're doing. Maybe you can interview a few younger people that, you know,
for
you
sure.
have a far greater connection to them than I would, and be able to get more out of them. So
yeah, man, I'll be on it. I'd love to do that.
Amazing. All right. Well, I'll give you a call after this anyway.
Yep.
But on Thursday night, I was going to do another one, but it's my partner's birthday, so I'm taking the night off. So Friday night, I'm going to chat with Dean Reardon, who works with me at the shop. And he's got a really cool story of tattooing, how he came into it under Greg Ardren and working with us now, but a machine maker and all that stuff. So stay tuned. So, yeah. All right, Johnny, big love, mate. And I'll chat to you soon.
Appreciate
all right,
it,
buddy.
yeah.
See you, mate. Ciao.